welcome. And in first, my first question is about what is SafeStart? How many years? How do you start with this different point of view about the securities?
Well, that's a couple questions. First of all, SafeStart has been on the market for 20 years. We've trained about 3.5 million people in 66 different countries. It's been translated into 33 languages, and number 34 is on the way. I'm not sure if you're aware, but there's about 15 official languages in India alone. I'm not saying we're going to get all 15 done, but we've got four done already and one more on the way. So it's been the world's most successful safety training program, just from a revenue point of view, since 2009. But my goal is to actually get this technology to everybody in the world, like into the school system, because it shouldn't just be kids who have parents who work at a really good company that cares more about safety than just the law. They actually want to prevent injuries or get to zero injuries. But I do believe that this technology should be available to everybody. So we're making an awful lot of efforts to get it into the school system. ENAP here in Chile has done an incredible job of taking SafeStart to the technical colleges, to the public schools. They even made a video with one of our kids' videos, the Boo Boo Bandits, which is about hard, sharp, hot, and slippery. And they even trained some kids that, had Down syndrome that weren't quite right. It's got to be one of the most touching videos you could ever see. Watching these kids who struggle with everything, learning these concepts and working with them. It was beautiful, actually. Yeah. So, of all the countries, Chile is really doing just about the best in terms of taking this technology outside of the workplace and into the schools.
Many people are looking for solution in technical options like cameras, face recognition system, and solution like this. But your point of view is quite different. You searching for solution in the behavior of the people. What can you tell us about this particular way of looking the safe and the security?
Well, I don't want to start pushing my book here, but the title of the book is Inside Out. But just to your point, most of the safety things are outside in. In other words, it's somebody else, or as you said, technology, cameras, things like that, trying to control the person. But the efficiency is with the person himself or herself, and teaching them the 4 states, rushing, frustration, fatigue, and complacency, that will be causing over 90% of the errors that they make in life. And some of those errors, eyes not on task, mind not on task, moving into or being in the line of fire, or somehow losing your balance, traction, or grip, those injury-causing errors are involved in over 95% of all accidents, whether they're at work, at home, or whether they're out on the road. So the technology goes far beyond the workplace in terms of people's ability to use it and use it efficiently. And the concepts are simple enough that you can teach them to your children. And most adults don't really worry about their personal safety, but most adults do worry about the safety of their kids, especially their teenagers if they're driving the car. So if we want people to put any effort into something, they're going to have to be motivated. If they're not motivated on a personal basis, and we try to get them motivated, a little more about their kids. We're all motivated not to get hurt, but that doesn't mean that we're necessarily going to make, an effort to improve some of our habits or to work on some of our skills.
There are some statistics about the concrete difference before and after the implementation of SafeStart system.
Well, like I said, 3.5 million people, but over 10,000 plant sites, 3,000 companies, but a lot of companies have more than one plant site if it's a big global company. So 10,000 plant sites, average injury reductions are about 40 to 60% in the first 2 years, and usually 70 to 80% over 4 years. But we've also seen, if you will, incidental improvements, not little, like a 50-60% decrease in first run defects, or a 70% decrease in unscheduled downtime, or a 48% decrease in customer complaints. I mean, you're never trying to make any mistakes, let alone the ones that get you hurt. And if you start thinking about other than when you were learning something new, can you actually think of a mistake you've made that was not rushing, frustration, fatigue, or complacency, or a combination of them? Like, I mean, I didn't actually get that until 2 years ago. I was interviewing a lady at one of our big customers, and she worked in inside sales, so she doesn't have a very high-risk job, so I didn't really want to ask her about safety, so I just said, well, have you noticed fewer performance errors in this department since you guys went on SafeStart? And she says, well, I don't know about all my coworkers, but for me, yeah. She said, I mean, not when you're learning. She said, you make lots of mistakes then, but after that, it's always one of those, meaning rushing, frustration, fatigue, and complacency. Well, it wasn't until I was actually in the editing suite where I went, yeah, but how much time do you get to spend learning something new now, Larry? Get up, brush your teeth, make coffee, shower, get dressed, eat breakfast, drive to work. I mean, you don't need to ask directions, do you? How to get to work? You know how to do it. Your car can almost drive there by itself. And yet every now and again we'll make a mistake when we know what we're doing. So if you start thinking about, well, why would you make a mistake when you know what you're doing? Rushing, frustration, fatigue, and complacency. One of my favorites is when someone says, this is really important, so I'm going to put it in a safe place.
Queremos agradecer al señor Larry Wilson, que sin duda es una de las personalidades más relevantes en el mundo de la seguridad y quien, bajo el concepto de SafeStart, nos hace un interesante llamado de realmente los temas básicos que resultan elementales para mantenernos atentos y lograr un efectivo incremento en nuestro umbral de seguridad. Así que nuevamente muchas gracias y nos sentimos honrados como medio de haber tenido esta entrevista. Muy amable.